guys, it's Melanie, and today I have a perfect neutral eye tutorial. I have not done one of these videos in a very long time. I have said several times on my channel that I'm really not the I'm not the tutorial type. It's not something that I really like doing, quite honestly. I prefer doing reviews. But a lot of you requested a neutral eye tutorial with the Zoeva En Taupe Eyeshadow palette, so that is what I'm going to be doing for you today. So the shades that I focused on are Gallery, Exquisite, Spun Pearl, and Shears and Walls. So those are the 4 shades that I used to achieve this eyeshadow look here. Hopefully the footage turned out okay. I won't know until I upload it. So anyway, I'm mostly giving you guys, I just want to give you guys the information for the color combos and then my preferred placement on my eye shape. This may vary based on your particular eye shape. The way that I apply my eyeshadow may not work for you. So for me, I tend to prefer almost like a slight cat eye type of effect where I bring the shadow up a little bit further up in my outer crease area and then sort of taper it in towards the inner corner of my eye. Hopefully that makes sense in the video. Everything else that I have on my face, this isn't a full face tutorial, so all of that stuff will be linked down below, so if you're curious about blush or lips or anything like that, you can take a look in the description box and all that information will be there for you. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hopefully it turned out okay. And let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Let's get into it. So we are going to recreate this over here, pardon the mess that you can probably see behind me. Okay, before I started recording, I did do my eye primer, which is super important for me because I have oily lids. I use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It works the best for me, but use whatever primer works well for you. And then I do like to go over my primer with the Wet n Wild Brulee eyeshadow. You can see that I've hit major pan on this guy. I do have backups of this. It's readily available, so I don't really need backups, but just in case they ever discontinue it. I like to set my eye primer because it then makes it much easier to blend all of the other colors. I find that if I just go straight in with my crease shades, sometimes it can be a little difficult to blend out. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is take the colors Gallery over here and just a little bit of Exquisite, and I'm just going to dip my brush into both of those. I am using the Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm going to place that in my crease. So the way that I do my shadow is I try to mostly place the color where I want it before I really start blending with it. I find that works best for me. It just got really sunny. Crap. Hopefully that doesn't affect what you guys can see. It might wash me out a bit here, but we gotta work with it. Okay, so I'm slowly going to build that up to the intensity that I have on this eye, which really honestly isn't much intensity. This is supposed to be a very everyday, neutral, natural kind of eye look. So once again, each time that I dip my brush into the colors, I always make sure that I place the color before I start blending. I think that's mostly even. I'm going to take just a little bit more of the Exquisite shade, which is this matte purple. Not a lot, just a little tiny bit, and I'm just gonna deepen up the outer part of my crease, also the outer part of my actual lid. So this go around, I'm taking it down onto the lid and not just into the crease. And I'm just kind of dabbing that on there before I start blending it. When I blend, I kind of like to blend inward versus too far out. Sometimes I'll do the windshield wiper, but I find this gives me a little bit better placement. So after I do that, I can use the Zoeva brushes very easily with these pearl shades here, or shimmer finish shades. It works really great, but I really like a more amped up intensity, so I am going to use my finger to apply my lid shades. First, I'm going to go into the color Sheers and Voiles, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to place that on my lid, not going all the way to the outer corner. I'm going to leave the outer third with that purple exquisite shade on the lid. But I am going to take this all the way to the inner corner. It's very easy for me to use my fingers to apply shadows because I cut my nails super short. I'm a wedding florist, so I can't really have long nails during wedding season. I grew them out for a bit and it was a lot more difficult to use my fingers to apply shadows. Then I'm going to go over top of that with Spun Pearl, which is the shade right below that, or next to it. Okay, so once I have that on there, get my finger off, I am going to go back with just a little bit more of that Exquisite and Gallery combo and deepen the outer part of my eye and make sure that I didn't get that lid shade up into the crease, if that makes sense. Okay, that looks the same. Now I'm going to take the Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow palette. You can take whatever eyeshadow palette or single eyeshadow that you have that has a sort of cool toned dark brown in it. So this shade in Smoke Show is perfect for me to use as a liner. So I'm going to take the Zoeva 322 brow line brush, which I actually use for liner because it works perfectly. And I'm going to dip my brush into that. Hello, Mr. Kong. How are you? And I'm going to go ahead and line my upper lash line. This is really hard for me to do on camera because I don't apply my liner this way. So you can see I'm just kind of stamping it on for the most part, carefully placing it, not really blending it out. Dip just a little bit more. Really top off the excess so that you don't have a ton of fallout. And I'm just gonna fix this outer corner part here because I wasn't able to get to the outer. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to take what is left and I'm going to stamp under my lower lash line, but only to about, not even quite 3/4 of the way in, a little over half. So I'm gonna go in under my lashes and just stamp a little bit of that darkness. Let's take a clean Q-tip. And I'm actually going to go and blend that a little bit with a Q-tip. Just looking for a tiny bit of definition under my lower lash line, not like a harsh line or anything. Okay. Then I'm going to take my blending brush once again, and I'm actually going to use a little bit of that liner that I hadn't really blended into the lash line, and I'm going to use it to deepen up the outer part of my eye just slightly. So there's no extra product on here, but I'm just going to generally take the brush and go over the outer portion of the eyeliner that I put down and blend that upward and inward. Not only is that going to diffuse that a little bit, but you also get a little bit of that color that then goes up into your crease and deepens that out just a little bit. It's kind of the beauty of using shadow. I do have a little bit of fallout from this, and I will have to clean up the outer part here, but that's not a big deal. It's really easy to do. Deepen that up. Happy with the way that looks. Then I'm going to take the little detail brush. This is the 238 Luxe Precise Shader. I'm going to go into Spun Pearl again with that and just place a little extra shadow into that lid area. One more time. I'm going to go ahead and take a fluffy brush. This is very easy for me to do because I use powder foundation. So the fallout from my eyeshadow does not stick to my face the way that it probably does for those of you that wear liquid foundation. So you might want to consider doing your shadow before your foundation. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is just take a little bit of my powder foundation. Today I used the Tarte Creamy Confidence Powder Foundation and a Beauty Blender type sponge. And I'm just going to clean up this area right here. And that's it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my mascara on, and I will come back and show you guys the finished product. So here is the finished eye look. I really liked how this turned out the first time that I tried it, and it is definitely one of my favorite looks that I've done so far with this Zoeva En Taupe Eyeshadow palette. It's such great quality, you guys. I think that for the price, you know, the shipping is $9, so if you're just going to order this palette, I would wait until you're planning on picking up a couple more things. That way it makes the shipping a little bit more worth it. But they have some other really beautiful warm-toned eyeshadow palettes. They also have cheek products, lip products, all sorts of stuff. Not to mention the brushes are absolutely amazing. I love the makeup brushes. If you missed my review of the brushes, I will link that down below because I believe that video should already be up. So go check that out if you're looking for a couple of brush ideas to toss in with this palette if you're going to purchase it. But I'm a big fan. It's really easy to work with. It is great for every day. If you're looking for a cool toned palette, this is a great one to go with, but I'm sure you probably have shades that are very similar in some of your other palettes. So maybe grab those for this tutorial. You don't necessarily have to use this exact one. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you are curious about what's on the rest of my face, remember that everything is listed in the description box. So that's where you'll find that information. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.